Oh no.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes 2 theater! Freak show time! Excellent! Greetings in such disaster! Here to make your heart beat faster and your eyeballs burst like a platter of eyeball platter. I am Count Cat of Tertulania, Catpira that shall make your life expire.
And I am Catpira, Tertulanian Catpira, that'll make you perspire with desire.
Tonight,
greetings in such disaster. Due to the night shadow passing on into another realm of the cosmos.
Ear to ear, we have a little of this, we have sort of that. Practically everything with the exception of a flying baseball bat. Word on the feet of your street that I'm not going to trick or treat or eat, but I have to say, and you don't have to question why, we're going to have the colorful guy. That it again, we have running for governor of California, Atom Papagan. There's no reason to ask why, but we shall have again the colorful guy. In for a little spark, We got the device from Deal of the Dark. I say that right. And that's all we got for right now.
Sounds good to me.
Freak show party on, Catpira. Where's the fish go? Who? Kevin Deevey?
Now, karaoke Kevin. The crooner. For listening pleasure.
Thank you. Couple of Frank Sinatra songs. One now, one later. Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, I love you. Chicago, Chicago, that toddling town. Chicago, Chicago, I'll show you around. I love it that your bottom dollar, you'll lose the blues in Chicago. The town that Billy Sunday could not shut down. On State Street, that great street, I just want to say, they do things they don't do on Broadway. Say, I had the time of my life. I saw a man who danced with his wife in Chicago, Chicago, my hometown. Chicago, Chicago, the toddling town. I'll show you around. I love it Bet your bottom dollar you'll lose the blues in Chicago. Chicago, the town that Billy Sunday could not shut down. On State Street, that great street, I just want to say they do things they never do on Broadway. Say, I had the time of my life. I saw a man kissing his wife in Chicago. Chicago, Chicago, it's my hometown.
I can't change the laws of physics.
This is the city.
I'm Kevin Deevey, and I'm on Facebook. So you want to see me? Hey, come over and see what's going on. Night Shadow was a good friend, and I'm really gonna miss him, and I miss him already. I mean, he's got. He got quite a show, and I did some research in the background of this, and I was not only amazed as to the longevity of the show, but as to the people who've come across it in all the years it's been on, and I am looking forward to probably joining that list. I hope. Thanks, and thank you, Night Shadow.
I never heard that one before. Wait. That's fun.
They look good to me. What, you want them in more?
Out one. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Lift and then put up. There you go. There you go.
Good. Good. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
The blood rushed to my dick that time.
Okay. One more time.
Demonstrator of the escalator. To start, we present Neil of the Dark.
All right. Neil of the Dark.
Hey, it's dark in here.
It's Mr. Neil's time on the show again, and the last one I brought in was just a baby. Well, we've got the super deluxe, the big granddaddy of them all. And we're going to demonstrate the oscillator I call the sound machine. These take a lot of skills to build and master these things together and to be able to make them actually work. So we're going to begin the demonstration here. Let's see what we can, if I can remember which it's. You got to know what you're doing, the precise tuning to get the right sounds. But unfortunately, we didn't bring the amplifier with the tromo and the reverb in it, or we could have been doing some outer space battle sounds. So we're going to turn it on, and these are precisely tuned. You have to tune it just right to get the certain sounds. Now, before I left the studio, I remembered there was 2 knobs that I'm supposed to leave, and I have 2 other ones that are the main tuners. Let's hope that I can remember which ones that I'm mainly going to use. It's not going to blow up. Listen, everyone. Just let it idle. Just crank it up. Okay, what else you want to hear?
More. Yeah.
No more? Okay, it's a matter of getting the right tunes. Yeah. Spacecraft. Maybe right there. All right, I'm going to tell you how you make. Anyone can. Quiet. Anyone can make one of these. So what you do is...
It's recycling its own sound, how you connect components together. Well, you take the auxiliary, you take the needle wires, and you take the playback heads and the record heads, and you plug, and you take its own speaker, and you put all this, you wire them all together, and you take like a node volume, and then you attach it between like the auxiliary and the speaker, and then you just build it up, and that's the secret, how you can make one yourself. That's the secret.
So there you go. Neil's fascinating oscillating sound machine. All right.
I'll make one.
It had one.
So it's pretty much its own feedback going back and forth that you manipulate the tune. Wow.
Yeah, you got it. Volumes between them.
So what are these here?
Well, they're all the tuners.
All of these are the tuners.
Yeah.
Do these make any difference?
Just this on-off switch. It used to be an old stereo receiver, and I rewired it.
How long ago did you build this one?
I built this one about 10 years ago. I use it in the band.
Oh, cool. What the band do you use? Noise band.
Well, me and my friend we're on our off time right now. He's having arthritis and it's hard for him to play drums.
Oh, the weird psychic disturbers.
Weird psychic.
You guys got a kick out of it, didn't you?
What is that?
Was
Yeah,
cool.
it's different, unusual, but it's really, you did a good job on this thing.
Yeah.
Can I turn some of the knobs over there?
Well, if you both want to tinker with it, go ahead. Just turn it on and see, and then use it. Sometimes you gotta put two together like a certain sound.
Stay tuned inside out for more horror kung fu theater.
Synchronized in the right pattern to create certain sounds, like what you play at a keyboard.
Yes. You want another take of that?
Here, now, from Monrovia, Swami, from El Monte, Princess Rainbow, and featuring Psychic Dogs, Cookie.
We are honored here today to memorialize, to celebrate our founder, Night Shadow. And in honor of him, we present this little presentation. Now, you notice I have this envelope right here. It's one of Cookie's prediction. This prediction will be staying here. It cannot change until after I've demonstrated. I need 3 people, one person at a time, to give me a single-digit number. This man right here, sir. Would you give me a number between, you can just start this, a number between 1 and 9.
9.
9? Okay, that's a 9. I need another person to give me a single-digit number. 7? 7. And I need one more single-digit number.
5.
5. All right, so we got 9, 7, 5. No, there's no way Cookie or I, none of us would have known you were going to choose these 3 numbers. But we're going to make this more difficult. I'm going to reverse the numbers. 5, 7, 9. 15. 5 take away 9 is 6. We had to reduce this to a 6, so 16 take away 7 is
9.
9. Thank you. And this also will reduce to an 8. So 8 take away 5 is 3. So we now have 396. if we didn't have anybody chosen any of these numbers, and they switched them, all these numbers would have been different. Agreed? Agreed. Of course. But we're going to do this again. We're going to switch more times. 6, 9, 3. And this time, instead of subtracting, we're going to add these numbers together. 6 and 3 are 9. 9 and 9 is 18. Carry the 1. 6 and 3 is 9 and 1 is 10. So we came up with the number of 1,089. Had anybody given me any number different, the whole sequence of numbers would have been different. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, this envelope has been here the whole time. If, by chance, Cookie's prediction is incorrect, she's just a little dog, okay? She tries hard. But let's see how good she did. Inside this envelope, hermetically sealed, is another envelope, which says prediction by Cookie. And inside is Cookie's prediction. Cookie's prediction of 6,801. But if I turn it upside down, then it becomes 1,089, a perfect match. And if any number had been different, the sequence would have been totally different. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's give Cookie the respect she deserves. She tries hard, and she's still just a little dog. Right, Cookie? Now, Princess here has something she wants to demonstrate.
Well, I have my magic mirror.
Ooh, women love mirrors, don't they? Oh my God.
Do you like a mirror?
That's a beautiful mirror you have there, Princess.
So I have also my magic scarf.
Oh my God, a nice little scarf.
So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to rub this scarf. Ready?
Yeah.
And see
You're going to make it go through that solid glass?
Solid glass.
It looks like it is, yes. You're pushing it actually through the solid glass. That's interesting. How is that working?
So far?
So far, it's working
So
fine. So far, the illusion is that the handkerchief is actually disappearing. Wait a second. What if I pushed it? Can you push it all the way through?
You want to push it?
Well, let's see. Let me push it all the way through the other side. Where's the hole? There's got to be. My God,
no hole.
There's no hole. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, it's amazing. I don't know how the heck you did that either. My God. Well, as you can tell, I've got a bit of a sore throat here, so I'm going to quickly demonstrate my secret for clearing a sore throat. I don't recommend everybody try this. Now, if this doesn't work, oh well, it's been nice meeting you. Okay. Doesn't that look real? Oh, that looked real, didn't it? Yes. Okay, well, it's about as real as everything else we've done. Let's see here. Now, from time to time, oh, Princess, we have our little balloon. I know you like balloons.
Yes, and it matches. It's yellow. So, who do I know that has a lot of hot air?
Thank you. I'll give you this. Watch. You will not believe your eyes. A little balloon, but in the hands of the great Swami himself. Notice. You see, right before your very eyes, incredible but true, I took that little balloon and I just made it big.
Ooh.
Obviously, this audience is not very impressed. So we're going to let the princess demonstrate her artistic skills.
I'm going to make Miss Balloon Head. Miss Balloon Head.
Did you know balloons can be hypnotized? Watch. I will show you how to hypnotize a balloon. Are you ready, princess?
Yes.
Mr. Balloon Head.
Miss.
Oh, Miss Balloon. Excuse me. Genders. Okay, Miss Balloon Head. Sleep. As you can see, instantaneously, Miss Balloon Head falls over in a deep trance. Now, while she's asleep, she can only hear my voice, and she'll obey my every command. Now, if I tell Miss Balloon Head she'll feel no pain, then I can actually thrust this needle through one end of her fine little head, all the way across, out the other side, and she shall not pop. Are you ready, princess?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You ready? Through one end. How are we doing there? Okay. Out the other side. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the needle and the string.
Almost.
Almost. Well,
Want to do it again?
That's a cheap balloon. Next time, we're going to buy American-made balloons. That was the demonstration of the foreign-made balloons. They aren't worth a darn. Okay. But speaking of things worth a darn, how many here ever go to Las Vegas and actually think they can win money? For our final effect, we're going to show you how to go to Las Vegas and always win. Never lose, right, princess?
Right.
Yes. You say it with such sincerity. Now, the whole secret to winning in Las Vegas is to know what cards have been played. So what we've worked out is that we play with cards that are marked on both sides. That way we know the cards that everybody has. Now, some people say that's cheating. We say it's leveling the playing field, giving everybody a fair chance. Except in Las Vegas, they don't really like fair chances. So if they call the security and a couple of guys named Guido and Vinny come up to you, you want to get rid of the evidence real quick. So you put the cards back in the pack, you put the pack right back in the box, and you say, we don't cheat, we don't play cards, in fact, we don't even have any cards, we never did, it was all an illusion. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Night Shadow, wherever you are. And Cookie, the psychic dog, bids you a bow wow as we bow out. Thank you. Thank you.
How do you contact you?
Oh, well, I'm here in Southern California. You can call me, area code 626-893-6588. Once again, 626-893-6588. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, princess. Thank you, Cookie. Cookie's my friend. Okay, Cookie, the psychic dog. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cookie has left the building. You got it.
Greetings in such disaster. Count Cat here tonight I am here again with Atom Papagan, whom is not just running around the block of California, but running for governor.
That's right. Good to be here.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
So, Adam, what finally made you to decide to get into politics?
Well, Count, I don't know if you remember, back in 2003, we had a recall election here in California, and it was really funny. Angeline ran, Gary Coleman ran, Gallagher ran, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger, the international movie star, actually ended up winning and became the governor of California. What? So, when they was looking like a new recall was going to happen, I remembered the old recall. I loved it so much. I thought this was all going to be a big joke, and I wanted to be a part of it.
So this was like Total Recall 2 with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then this is part 3 with Adam Papagan?
It's a reboot, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. But politics has changed a lot in the last 20 years. It's like really not worth it to do it as a joke. So now that I've seen just the lengths the government goes through to restrict people's civil rights and even trying to get into politics and get their voices heard, now I'm running a more serious campaign, and I want people to know how dirty and awful politics is.
So you've taken a step into it and realized there's a much bigger issue at hand than the public realize?
Absolutely.
Would you care to share with our viewers some of the injustices or dirt you've been finding in your sort of a struggle of just trying to run?
Yeah, just trying to navigate it is okay. Granted, if you've never done something before and you're trying to do something complicated, there's going to be a bit of a learning curve. So I kind of knew that going in. But trying to read all of these forms and pay these fees and get these signatures and get the deadlines in on time and stuff and coordinate stuff, and also trying to work a job and have a social life and not having like a team I can employ to do these things for me, it's nearly impossible. It's almost like doing your taxes. You know, like you could do your taxes yourself, but it's going to take a really long time and be really complicated, and you might screw it up.
Yes. If you're not a mathematician, I wouldn't even try. I did it once. I had to pay more money than I had even made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's kind of like what the election system is like.
So they're trying to stop people from running? What they do? They try to tie your shoes together or what?
Well, so just to even get into the conversation, you have to already be rich and have money to pay people to figure this stuff out who have already done it. To pay consultants, to pay a treasurer, to pay a campaign manager, to do the fundraising stuff is all pretty complicated. So just if you're just like a regular person who's dissatisfied with how government's working and you think you have some good ideas, they really make it difficult even to get to the point where the voters actually could weigh in on it and you and your viewpoint. So even just to get to express yourself is already very difficult.
Time and money.
Time and money, right.
You're telling me just for on the ballot, it costs $25 per word as a description as for your candidacy. Right.
So that voter information guide thing that they send out, they actually can use a picture, so I'm going to submit that and stuff. But it's maximum 250 words, but it's $25 per word. So if you use the whole thing, that's like $6,300. And this is on top of the filing fee, and I'm not even into placing ads, campaigning, having events, a rally, merchandise. Like, I'm not even in that. But just to even, if I wanted to tell the voters what I just told you in a guide that's going to be sent to all of them, it would cost me thousands of dollars. Now, if you have thousands of dollars, if you're already rich, what's $6,000, right? If you're already rich, what's a $4,000 filing fee? If you're already rich, what's a campaign consultant? The problem is if you are already wealthy, you have no incentive to see the world change because you're already on top.
Exactly.
So why would you want to fix inequality? Why would you want to stop the wildfires? Why would you want to defund the police? Things are already working really well for you and everyone you know. And so that's the problem. So things are never going to get better. They're just going to keep getting worse unless people like me and some of the other joke candidates expose this, put pressure on the politicians that we have that, you might actually lose an election if you become less popular. So that's the only way you're going to get political change is through cultural change. And with the culture wars and how they keep us divided, it's all like a big smoke screen. It's even harder to break through that noise. So I'm just trying to educate people on how rigged the system is. I mean, you hear about it, but it's true, and it's even worse than I had imagined.
It's great to hear from the inside or somebody
attempting,
trying to get in, how hard it is to even get to that far. How California is looked at, it's one of the most progressive states in the United States of America on planet Earth, third dimension. But to hear that they try to halt any change to make it even that difficult here, make it sound even more terrifying for how difficult it might be to run in other states or other places.
Right, yeah, because we're in a liberal paradise here, and we're so progressive here. And it's actually not. There's no difference really between Democrats and Republicans. It's all just ruling class stuff. And they play off of each other, and they work together to keep us angry and uninformed.
Oh, totally, yeah. Yeah, you never really see much change anyways. It's always, and you see, a lot of people are friends when they're, running against each other, and it's kind of, I always feel like there's some sort of shadow government pulling the strings and whatnot.
No, that's the thing. It's not a shadow government. There's no conspiracy. It's written into the letter of the law that this is how it works and functions. There is no conspiracy. Amazon doesn't need to secretly run. They already run everything. They have a lot of money to just spend on getting influence and donating, and on big corporations donate to both parties, so everyone's in their pocket. It's not a conspiracy. That's just how it works.
That's another thing. Yeah. With it always seems like people are Democrats are always we don't, not always, but you hear from the Democratic side, we don't want these these rich Republicans trying to halt progress with all their money, but then you see Democratic, they're all lobby, they're they get their funding from these same corporations owned by Republicans or whatnot.
Or Democrat, it doesn't matter. It's the same playbook that they both are. It's the same bag of tricks. It's just
rich people.
The side that's losing is going to work a little dirtier to get an advantage. For example, I was running around all weekend. So the filing fee I was talking about, the $4,100 filing fee. Now, where does that number come from? That is 2% of the annual salary of the governor you have to pay as the filing fee. Used to be $3,900, but Gavin got a raise in the middle of this. The guy who's getting recalled, who's causing all these problems, somehow got a raise in the last couple years. And so that pushes up the filing fee by $200. But anyway, if you don't want to pay the filing fee, you can get a certain number of signatures and they'll waive the filing fee. That number is 7,000.
7,000.
7,000. So it's easier just to pay the $4,000 than try to coordinate with all these volunteers that maybe you're going to get, and how are you going to meet 7,000 people? And the time period to get those 7,000 signatures is they announced the paperwork Thursday night, 4 p.m. The registrar offices closes at 5. You can only pick it up in person. So if you don't have a car and you don't live near Norwalk, you can't even get down there to get the forms. I mean, I guess you could take an Uber or whatever, but that's also expensive. You got to pick the forms up in person. They were closed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for the 4th of July holiday, and then signatures were due today, Tuesday.
So that's not even a full day in there. Thursday, or you have Friday.
Yeah.
You have Friday.
All day Friday to pick it up, and then technically they weren't due till 5 p.m. today, but I had to come do this interview, and then I have to go to work after this. So I could only get in. Thankfully, they open at 8 a.m., so I was able to get down to Norwalk when there wasn't too much traffic. But it's just you can't tell me that isn't intentional to keep people off the ballot. It is. It's totally intentional.
Terrifying.
And what have we always been taught about our political system? Oh, this is democracy. The people decide. The people get to decide. As long as you're, meet the qualifications, you can get on the ballot and anybody can be the governor. No, not true. People all the time are wouldn't it be crazy if you won? And I'm like, you don't get it. There's no chance I'm going to win. It's impossible. Granted, I don't have maybe as much experience as some other candidates or whatever, but just the way the system works, it's impossible that I will win. It's literally impossible. Maybe I'll get a couple interviews. I'm going to, maybe raise a little bit of money. I am going to have a huge election night party. I hope you can all attend September 14th here in Los Angeles. Balloon drop, speech, all that good stuff. So a lot of my fundraising will be directed towards this party for everyone. So something, fun will come out of it. But politics sucks, man.
Yeah, it will. I appreciate, somebody, such as yourself, an intelligent person who has been involved with the city of Los Angeles, who I assume you grew up in California.
Oh yeah, born and raised.
It's great to be able to have some of this dirt exposed on the other side, because I have not planned to run for governor. Most people I know do not plan to run for governor, so you don't hear all these things of how difficult it actually is. You suspect that it's rigged, you know that it's rich people, and this just the same games over and over. But What besides finding out this stuff? What is in your opinion, what has gone wrong with this state in the last few years?
We're overregulated in some areas and underregulated in other areas. It's just this patchwork of laws. It's obviously Gavin Newsom should not have had dinner at that restaurant.
Yeah, after telling everybody stay inside, but we're going to have a party here.
Yeah, but he knew there would not really be any consequences for it. I guess there were. This recall happened. But he's going to be, and this is another effed up thing, is that like he's probably going to survive this recall. But then there's another election in 2022 anyway that's going to happen. And unless we want to vote for a Republican, he's basically guaranteed he's going to get this next term again because he's going to run unopposed by any serious Democratic candidate because they don't want to disrupt the Democratic political machine because when he's termed out next year or next term, all these other people are going to get out. So we really have no choice.
Yeah, I've seen the ads on television. It's like they're almost trying to scare people. If you don't re-elect me, you're going to get a Republican governor here, and everything's going to be screwed up.
It already is screwed up.
Yeah.
People are mad. People don't like it. I was out canvassing all weekend, and I don't think I talked to one person who was like, oh, I really like how things are going in this world. Everything's A-okay.
They're not. They're not at all.
On both sides. On both sides, people are very upset and angry. And, I don't want there to be some violent revolution. I don't want guillotines in the street. That's not going to,
We like to be alive. We like to enjoy our meals in parks and stuff. We don't want to have to go through the parks with bombs dropping on people trying to kill you because you are not their vision of how the country should be.
So if they want to stay in power, they need to just, universal basic income, health care, everyone should have food stamps. I mean, that's just, I'm on them. I'm the welfare queen candidate. I'm on food stamps. I'm on unemployment. I'm on the free health insurance, the covered California that they gave out 8 years ago.
Totally.
I get to go to the doctor once a year. It's not very good, but
I've been having to pay thousands of dollars just to get an exam.
But everybody should have these things just as a given. And but there's lobbyists and there's interests and there's corporations and all this mishigas you always hear about.
That's the problem. It's instead of just everybody being, working together, being taken care of.
Which would be so easy.
Progressive society of everyone so we can move on to the next thing and fix these other problems. It's they just want to shoot everybody in the paw or the foot and yank on their tail so that they can keep an advantage over other people, the money machine.
Yeah.
So how do you intend to try to bring about some sort of positive change to bring these equal rights and affordable, healthcare and all that? I mean, we already sort of have that here. How would you improve upon it, and what other things do you think need to be changed drastically in this class war?
Well, we know the problems facing California: homelessness, wildfires, drought, inequality. I can't really make a dent on those. I can't even be really in the conversation even because I'm not a front runner serious candidate. What I can do is advocate for political literacy, letting everyone know how the system works and if you do want to get involved, how you would do it and making it easier for people. I don't know, maybe setting up some sort of nonprofit that will help you do your paperwork if you want to do this. Flood the system with just a lot of candidates, and then people will realize it's oh, maybe we do have a choice. It's not just between two rich guys. Maybe the guy who runs the corner store would do a decent job. Maybe a teacher would do a decent job. Just somebody else besides a rich guy.
Yeah, arming the public with knowledge on how to get involved.
Exactly. Yes. Which is something I think I actually can do with this campaign. And it has been a really positive thing. And you know what? I'm talking a lot of trash, though, but out campaigning, just a little bit I've done, we have a lot of great people in California. This is really a great state. One of my heroes, Huelhauser, he had a show called California's Gold. And the gold of California was not the Golden Gate Bridge or the tortilla factory. It was the people of California. And that's really our gold. And, people are leaving California. It's too much to live here. It's hot. It sucks.
Very expensive.
So expensive. And why are we letting our gold go to Texas and Arizona and Nevada and these places that aren't golden? Let's keep the gold in California.
It's supposed to be the place people want to move to because it provides more opportunity and it's,
Eureka.
Peace of mind. Yes.
That's the promise of California.
And you get here and you see police shooing the homeless people out of the parks and all that sort of stuff. Very sad.
The water. There's no water, by the way. They're running out of water. Newsom has no plan to get us any more water.
So left to Meow, they've typically been taking the water from what, the ocean or
No, that's where they
their own
need to take it
filtered-
from. They get it. They have reservoirs, and they have. Sometimes they'll import it from other states and stuff like that. But we live 30 miles to the west. Here is the Pacific Ocean. That thing is filled with water, but it's salty water.
Very difficult to get that to be drinkable.
But it can be done. It can be done. You can desalinization thing. It's not very energy efficient right now. But if we had renewable, clean energy, then that wouldn't really make a difference. And like, there's a finite amount of water on the Earth. So long-term drought isn't a problem. Like, however much water, it's just if it's all in the ocean or in icebergs or whatever, and not in our lakes and rivers, that's where the problem is. So we need to get it from there and put it here, and then we can grow all those almonds for that almond milk everybody loves. We can fill up our swimming pools. We can boogie board, or not, well, I guess you boogie board in the ocean, but you can inner tube down the Russian River, you know. But
I don't know, too much water scare me.
Cats don't like water, that's true. Well, you don't have to, but you drink water, right?
I like to drink
Yes,
it. I want to drink clean water. I always assumed that was the thing. It's like, you know, it evaporates and rain back down. You're never really going to run out of water. You're just, it's going to change location and it's going to get polluted.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Get the water from the ocean instead of trying to take it from reservoir lakes like Nestle and Pepsi do. Draining all the rivers, putting it in plastic bottles. Plastic particles go inside the water. Then the plastic particles go inside your body. You get sick, and then the bottles sit in landfill. But it's up to the people to recycle, right?
Yeah.
So
it's our fault. It's all our fault. The system is so bad.
if we weren't so poor, we could make a difference.
Yeah.
If you'd like to get involved with Adam Papagan's campaign, here's a sticker without the website.
AdamForGov.com. It doesn't have it on there, but I mean, you can
Okay.
Google Adam for Gov, you know, whatever.
.com at the end of there.
Yeah. Or email me personally. My email address is adampapagan@gmail.com. Or you can even call me. I had a random guy call me and ask me my positions yesterday. 310-614-4163. I'll pick up.
But don't try to get political at the OJ tours. Those are working hours.
Yeah. I mean, if they wanted to and after. I mean, you know, but it's hard to serve two masters, I'll tell you that.
So I only work here and eat food stamps as well. Okay. Welcome once again to Horror Kung Fu. I am Count Cat here tonight, ear to ear, again with Adam Papagan, running for Governor of California. Under no party.
No party preference, exactly. I don't want to be associated with any of those people. Which is to my detriment, because if you are backed by a political party, they can spend a lot of money on your campaign on your behalf. And there's no donation limits to a party. But there are to individual candidates and stuff like that.
But the point we're trying to make here, or you're trying to make here, is we don't want to have those inequalities taking those positions. We want the common person without having to play these political games of favorites and, you know, who's going to help who in some sort of way that have nothing to do with helping the state overall.
Right. Politricks.
Politricks.
Politricks is what I call them.
That's what you should put on there. Vote for Atom, like, you know, no politricks.
Mm-hmm. Parlor tricks, though, I'm in favor of.
Go
sleight of
parlor.
hand, yeah.
We don't have a magician today, unfortunately.
Okay, well, you know, when I'm governor, there will be a magician on every show.
Silly politicians, politricks are for magicians. Okay, on to the more serious questions. So this is the first time you've gotten into politics in general. How long, hard, in the deep has your passion for politics gone?
Passion. I mean, like, I don't want to be one of these people who's... This is another, like, really dirty thing about it. Is, like, I don't want to be one of these politicians who's profiting off of, you know, you, like, name-dropping a cause. I'm against that, I'm for this, to get people riled up and to get money and stuff like that. But just by exposing all this stuff, I am personally benefiting from this knowledge that I've gained. So there's really, like... There's, like, no way to be in it that's not, you know, dirty or whatever. But I feel like any endeavor I do, I go into it with a passion, or I wouldn't be doing it. And so, yeah, I don't know. I approach this as I would approach my band or my business or my relationships or anything like that.
If you, by chance, are elected, will we get a death match between Schwarzenegger and Newsom fighting each other?
Well, Mr. Newsom clearly loves attention and publicity. So, yeah, if he has a career as an entertainer, maybe. You know, him and Andrew Cuomo should have a podcast together, actually. That was my idea. The two disgraced governors of the big states.
How do you imagine that would go, or how would that sound?
Gavin Quo? Gavis Quo. Like status quo,
Yeah.
Gavin. Yeah. I don't know. They'll probably just be like, "Yo, how's your yacht? Oh, it's pretty dope. You know, hey, you do any money laundering? Oh, yep, totally. Hey, you grope any of your staffers, make them feel uncomfortable? Oh, yep, because I can do whatever I want because I'm the governor." That's probably a lot of stuff like that.
Gross.
Yeah.
That's something they would put on our horror podcast.
Yeah. And another thing I'd like to say too. Just as in my limited experience, being a politician, you are hated. People hate you for not having answers to these complex problems that no one seems to be able to solve. So for like a big time candidate, a mainstream politician, to go through all of that hatred, if they're already rich and like on top, there must be serious rewards on the other side. Serious money we don't even know about.
Because why else would they have to allow themselves, their delicate selves, to endure such?
Yeah, it can't just be ego. It can't just be because they want to help people. There's no way. So there's a clear benefit to it, and it must be better than being hated by 50% of people.
You think it's part of the show? Like they're like pretty much like get in there to keep things the way they are and just sort of be a facade of entertainment for anybody trying to pay attention to politics.
Yeah.
Which brings me to our next question. With the taxpayers' money, what kind of boat do you intend to buy?
What do I want?
With the taxpayers' money, what kind of boat do you intend to buy?
I would, if I was governor, I would want to really be trying to like fix problems and put that money back into people's pockets. And when we take the taxpayers, like it's pretty much just wage earners who pay taxes. Wealthy people, their money comes not from income but from investments and things like that. And billionaires actually have almost all of the money in the world. And we have a lot of billionaires here in California. So, I mean, when you say the taxpayers, I would really want billionaires to be doing the lion's share of that tax paying.
But don't you think it's unfair that just because they have so much money that they have to pay more than somebody being taxed a percentage that makes minimum wage?
No, because Amazon has been able to exploit our dense population and our road system that's already established and the current laws that are already on the books to amass all of these billions of dollars. So they should have to pay. In Alaska, the energy companies pay everybody in Alaska. You get like a check at the end of the year for like $600 because they take all the oil out of the ground of Alaska. Amazon should have to do that to all of us for being allowed to do business in California and take advantage of our great state. And, everywhere, every state, they should have that. But they should pay a dividend back to the people that they're profiting from.
Oh, totally. Where are your free buttons with your head on them? Because I want one.
We're working on it again. I'm doing this in my spare time. I don't have a lot of spare time. We're working on it. We have the stickers. I got the posters. The posters I might have done wrong, actually, because they think they may have... I have to check the exact size. Above a certain size, they're supposed to have your committee number on them. And yeah, go for it. I think I got another one here. Adam forgot. There you go. Okay, we'll take two. Yeah, put it, one on... You can put one on the Mercedes and one on the BMW.
Those cars are ugly anyway, even if I could afford them. Shit, we're out of questions. But I treasure this interview because it has inspired me to make a difference.
That's right.
A political difference.
Yeah.
Left meow. I, Count Cat, am announcing I shall run not around the blocks of California for governor, but as Emperor of Earth. I shall be implementing subsidized farming for catnip farmers across the nation, across the world, as a matter of fact. We will have the No Cat Left Behind Act, electric chair death penalty to anyone who run over a cat intentionally or have them declawed, and universal rights for cat naps 9 times a day in any country, anyway. Every lamp post, every telephone post Any stop sign shall also be a scratch post.
Yeah, I like that. That's part of my platform too, actually.
All right, freaks and ghouls, that's all we got tonight. Adam Papagan for governor. For now. Until you vote or not vote for Cat for emperor or... All right. That's satisfying?
Yeah, it's great.
Here, no other than an explosion of color from the colorful guy.
Okay, Swami. Whether your mindset, how you think of life, existence, the universe, past, present, and future, in terms of God, the Great Spirit, or evolution, it's all the same, just different explanations from different cultures over different times. But you know, really, when people long ago, called prehistoric times, or maybe the Garden of Eden, walked around naked with animals, first thing they had to do was run and hide, so they found caves, I figure, and ran and hid to protect themselves. And then maybe they saw a lightning bolt hit the ground and start a fire. And when they went to see what happened, the meat from the animals that were all burned up sure tasted good. So they figured, well, okay, let's make fire. Let's figure out fire. So somehow they figured out fire and roasted animals. And then they decided, well, we can't get hairy no matter what we do like the animals, so we can be out at night and in the cold. So they took their skins and made coats and things out of their skins. And then maybe they made moccasins and thongs for their feet so they could walk around. And then there was trails. And then they figured, well, we need more animals. So if we kill them, we can bash their heads in with these rocks. And like, where'd that rock go? Yeah, over there. The rock. And then they make sharper and sharper rocks. And it's easier to bash the animals' heads in. And then they decided, wow, make it sharper. So they made spears. And the other one. They made spears. So here's a rock to bash an animal's head in. And then they made spears. Not Britney Spears, but spears and arrowheads to kill more animals. And then they decided somehow something rolled and they saw a wheel. So they figured, well, we roll and have fun with it. And they can do things with it. And somehow carts evolved and chariots and horseback riding. And things were being developed. And what they were doing was manipulating things from the earth. Making things, putting things together and innovating. And now, what do we have? We have all sorts of things. We have toasters, fire hydrants, manhole covers, and zippers and buttons for your clothing. And we have telephone poles, and they develop roads and pavements for better travel. And we have hopscotch and fast food places and shopping malls and cars and television shows and toasters and boomerangs and kites and pens and pencils and all these things of development. And we got even more intrinsic and things that could function and be useful, like atomic bombs and guns that kill each other and space flight and all the things that we have nowadays. And these are all innovations and creations and manipulations of pieces of the earth and rocks and minerals and things. Well, I have here something I've been manipulating and creating and making that is useful. I can use it. So, the next time. Here is one. Look at this. This is a stepping stone. It is functionable, and it has on it artistic and interesting, innovative, creative things. Why, there's tiles and little glass beads and pieces of shells from the ocean, and bottle bottoms from out in the desert, and wine glass bottom, and little pieces of metal, broken other pieces of rocks and tiles. And this tile here has a mermaid on it. You know, another innovation, someday maybe they'll combine genetics of fish and girls to make real mermaids. Wow, wouldn't that be something? Let's look at this one. Whoa, here is a super duper stepping stone. Look at this sucker. It can be stepped on, and you can walk on it, maybe herd your cattle on it. But what it features is sprinkler heads, part of a washing machine, big washers and keys. And here's a wrench and a big monkey wrench, crescent wrench, and a hammerhead, and electrical components, outlets and things. Some nuts for bolts, and a piece of a tire. This will last a long time. Maybe this whole thing will last about 10,000 years or so. And I step on it. I got them at home, a whole bunch of these. And you know what? I'm going to put this on the floor and demonstrate. Demonstration. Yeah, it only weighs 70 pounds. Oh boy. Now, demonstration. There, I stepped on it. Problem is, it's magic.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only prize, the end.